Hey everybody, this is Troy from the Do-It-Yourself World and the Off-Grid Project. Standing here in front of my 1,600 watts of solar panels on a, well, intermittently partly sunny day, but mostly gray. I am going to make an announcement here today. I'm going to restart the Off-Grid Project officially. Now, the Off-Grid Project was meant to be a series of projects and experiments to show you how to get off the grid for $5,000 or less, depending on your situation. Now, through the years, things got in the way and life came by, and a wife and a baby, and things got hectic, and the Off-Grid Project itself sort of faded away. But I am going to complete the Off-Grid Project. Websites and book and video series. So the Off-Grid Project started about, actually it was about 7-8 years ago. I'd have to look at my records now. The Off-Grid Project was started long ago when I was in a camper in the middle of the forest, and that was before I was really making YouTube videos. I had the idea to take that camper off the grid and write a book on how to do it. Now, through the years, a lot has changed. Back then I was making my own solar panels, and it was very hard work, very time consuming, and prices have changed. Now you can get a solar panel like this yourself for just $200. This is a 200 watt solar panel, and now you can get it for $200 or less. Solar panels like this now, back in the day, they were $1,000 a piece retail for one of these solar panels. $1,000 back then. Now, you can buy them for under $1 a watt. Sometimes 60 cents a watt if you buy it by a pallet. So that changes everything, and it makes it easier for you to get your home off the grid for $5,000. And I'm going to show you that you can do it. I'm going to prove it through a series of videos coming up. I will lead you and guide you step by step how to get your home off the grid for $5,000 or less, starting with solar panels and then moving to batteries and then the electronics and control circuitry, and then moving on to change of lifestyle in your home, things that you'll need to modify or upgrade or downgrade as you may see it. Some of the things we'll cover in this series is, of course, solar panels. We're going to cover wind turbines and wind energy. I'm going to get my wind turbines back up as soon as the ground is workable here and get those up, because I still have those from New York. The permits, that's another thing. We're going to have to cover permits along the way and inspections. I've learned a lot through the years on what you can and cannot do and how to do it legally, and how to go through the procedures and processes of being able to get a rack like this up in the air and without any problems with the townships or community. How to heat your water for showering and bathing and cooking. How to reduce your energy needs in your house already, wherever you live at this time. How to reduce your energy requirements on a day-to-day basis. How to preserve foods, because that is part of off-grid living, is how to preserve foods with a reduced energy capacity. So that's a big deal. And that'll have to wait for more warmer months when the sun is shining, because usually your food preservation is solar powered. We'll also cover some cooking options, how to cook your food and prepare your meals off the grid with reduced or zero cost. So we'll cover some solar powered heaters and some survival type cooking methods, and we've got a lot. It's going to cover every single aspect of your life when you are living off the grid. So we're going to cover different appliances, what to keep, what to get rid of, how to replace modern conveniences with off-grid options. But I will lead you step by step through the way on getting your own home off the grid for $5,000 or less. Now, that having been said, I've also had a lot of feedback from people through the years on they thought that I was trying to tell people that you can buy a house and take it off the grid for $5,000. No, I've never ever said that. So I want to clarify, make it very clear. No matter if you're in a tent, a camper, a apartment, rental, or a condominium, or a homestead or a property in the woods, it doesn't matter. I'm going to show you how to take wherever you are, where you're living, off the grid. So it's not about buying a property, it's not about buying a house, it's not about where you live. That's not what I'm talking about. The book is not about how to get a home for $5,000 or whatever. No. Although I could, with my experiences I've had, I could certainly show you how to set up a home for under $5,000. I lived in a camper and my rent was $200 a month for the land on 56 acres, and that was pretty impressive back in the day. I should have stayed on a rental format back then, and I'd have done a lot better off, but you know, things happen. So doesn't matter where you live, no matter what, but we're going to go through that step by step. If you have a cabin in the woods, if you're living in a tent or a motorhome, but even if you're in a rental, though, like I said, you'd have to get permission from the landlord. But I can show you how to take your home off the grid for $5,000 or less. So all that's going to be covered. Step by step, there will be a full and complete video series exclusively run on DIY Tube Video Community. Reason being, it's a troll-free zone and it's peaceful over there. So that's my biggest concern. Part of the reason I had left off is due to all the attacks from people, whether it be people who are against off-gridders in general, or conspiracy theories, or who knows what, or just common YouTube trolls. The fact is, it was very distracting. So DIY Tube Video Community is a clean, safe place for hosting this video series. Also, I'm going to post it on Patreon for those of you who prefer to watch it on YouTube. I'm going to make the exclusive series available on Patreon. So if you want to follow the series, it's $1 a month. If you don't want to, then don't come to DIY Tube and watch it for free. That's your choice. I'm only doing this for those on YouTube who want to follow it but don't want to come to DIY Tube. Not just for the money, because I make nothing on DIY Tube. Zero, nothing. It's not about the money. It's about keeping a safe place for you to follow this series without fear of attacks or harassment. And that's the bottom line of it all. So we're going to do this. I'm going to start upgrading the Off-Grid Project website. Week by week, every week, we're going to have a new video in the series on how to get your home off the grid for $5,000 or less. Yes, you can. I'm going to show it. Check it out, guys. I'll put the links down below. When we get going, this video will be on YouTube and DIY Tube. And on DIY Tube, I'll start the series in a playlist. Come on over and subscribe and join us over there for a nice, peaceful community. If you got a channel yourself, come on over, start putting your videos up there as well. If anything ever happens to your main channel, then you got a backup. You can keep right on going. So use it. It's there for you. It's free. I'm going to also open up the forum for this. So check out the Do-It-Yourself World forum. I'll put the links down below. Come on over, guys. Hope to see you there. Let's all get off the grid. Talk to you later.